Hello, and welcome to the training on self-directed services in the Community Waiver Program. This is the third video in a series of 7. In this video, we will discuss what the Community Waiver Program, or CWP, is, services that can be self-directed in the CWP, and services available but can't be self-directed in the CWP. The CWP focuses on serving the participant before they and/or their family is in crisis. The service providers in this program focus on the goals of home and community-based services programs such as community integration, opportunities for employment, and developing skills for independence. In the CWP, there are many services that can be self-directed, including community transportation, independent living skills, personal assistance home, personal assistance community, breaks and opportunities, which is also called respite, individual directed goods and services, skilled nursing, community integration and skills training, and employment supports, individual employment support. Let's explore these services in a little more detail. We will begin with community transportation. Community transportation increases the participants' access to the community. Legally responsible individuals cannot provide this service. Next, we have the Independent Living Skills Training. Independent Living Skills Training is a time-limited education and training to increase independence for personal hygiene, food and meal preparation, home upkeep or maintenance, money management, or technology utilization. Legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. Personal Assistance Home is a service that covers assistance with activities of daily living, such as eating, bathing, toileting, dressing, and grooming, and instrumental activities of daily living, such as cooking, cleaning, and laundry. These services happen within the home. Participants can hire a natural caregiver or relative living with them. However, legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. Then we have Personal Assistance Community. It also covers assistance with activities of daily living and instrumental activities of daily living, but these are services that are provided in the community. This service also covers relationship building in the community. Legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. Breaks and opportunities, also called respite, helps to give family, primary caregivers, and natural supports a break. It is scheduled for a specific time frame. Legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. The next service we will discuss is individual directed goods and services. Individual directed goods and services include items that will decrease the need for other Medicaid services, decrease dependency on paid support services, promote community inclusion, increase independence, increase health or safety, and/or support the participant's ability to live in the community. These items are purchased with funds that have been saved and are in the participant's savings balance. Depending on a participant's needs, allowable individual directed goods and services might include transportation-related purchases such as passes for public transportation. For example, a bus pass or ride-sharing service like Uber or Lyft, gym memberships to promote opportunities for physical exercise and therapeutic recreation, electronic devices such as an iPad for communication, and music therapy that could support communicating and socializing. It is also important to know what items are not allowed under the individual directed goods and services. Items that are solely for recreation are not allowed. For example, if a participant wants to go to a movie, the tickets to the movie need to be purchased independently. However, the caregiver could be paid through the waiver to go with the participant if that support is needed. General home and vehicle repairs like fixing a roof or replacing tires even on a wheelchair accessible van, are not allowed. This is because any person who owns a home or vehicle may need to do those repairs regardless of disability. However, purchase of an item that is specifically related to the participant's disability, like a vehicle modification to accommodate a wheelchair or a ramp for the home, are allowed. Paying our participants room and board, purchases that are for the primary benefit of the family rather than the participant, and paying cash directly to the participant are all things that are not allowed by the federal government. The state of Alabama cannot make any changes or exceptions to these rules. Additional things that are not allowed by the federal government, so the state of Alabama cannot make changes or exceptions, include services that are available to the participant through other funding sources, such as the Medicaid state plan, or goods and services that any household in Alabama would have to pay for, including households that don't include a person with a disability. For example, furniture that doesn't accommodate the person's ability. When it's not clear if an item is allowable, it is important to remember a few things. The first is that the participant knows what their needs are best. The support coordinator should not tell the participant what to have or not to have in their plan. Allowable goods and services should not include things that are regular household expenses. This includes things like an internet connection or regular home maintenance. If the participant is not sure about the item, the support coordinator will check federal and state rules to be sure it is allowable. Each participant has different needs, and although the participant might want an item someone else in the program has purchased, the item must fit the participant's needs and goals in order to be included in their plan. Also, having enough money in the savings balance is not a reason to purchase an item. Now let's move on to the next self-directed service, which is skilled nursing. Skilled nursing is nursing procedures that are necessary for the participant, or when a nurse provides specific training and oversight for the worker to complete the task. A nurse will meet with the participant and the caregiver to provide this training and oversight. Legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. Next, we have community integration connections and skills training. This service can help the participant meet their community goals. This includes participating in community events, being involved in the community, memberships to community organizations, and making contributions and connections within the community. Legally responsible individuals and legal guardians cannot provide this service. There are several different types of employment services that can be self-directed and help the participant with employment. These include exploration, which is understanding if the participant would like a job, discovery, to understand what type of job the participant would like, job development plan, to make a job plan with the participant and their supports, and job development, which is the implementation of the plan. Once the person is employed, employment supports also covers job coaching, which includes support for the participant, their supervisors and coworkers, and career advancement to help the participant get a promotion or move to a new career. Relatives, legally responsible individuals, and legal guardians cannot provide this service. Now that we have talked about what services can be self-directed, let's review the services available on the CWP that are not self-directed. These include housing counseling services, housing startup assistance, minor home modifications, occupational therapy, peer specialist services, physical therapy, positive behavioral supports, speech and language therapy, supported living services, case management, adult family home, financial, residential habilitation, remote supports, supported employment small group, assistive technology and adaptive aids, coworker supports, family empowerment and systems navigation counseling, literacy and work incentives benefits counseling. Thank you for listening to this training on self-directed services in the Community Waiver Program.